Hi Dan, how are you?
Hi, Gethin. Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Good stuff. Right, so here we go. 5 questions, 5 minutes. First question, it's World Mental Health Awareness Day. Do we still need this day?
Yeah, I do still think we need this day. For me, it's one of the most important days in the calendar. I think it, gives everybody a real chance to come together and truly ask the people to the left and right of us, how are we doing? It gives us a chance to really genuinely ask that question and just to stop and to ask each other, how are we genuinely doing? I think it gives us a chance to learn from each other and, of course, look at the huge amount of work that we all know still needs to be done out there. But for me, and I know you're the same, Gethin, it gives us a chance to also celebrate the amazing amount of work that's being done around the world. I think we do have a long way to go, but I think days like this can only help to really ignite the conversation and to spark another year of really committing to the mental health agenda.
Question 2, in your opinion, what are the key differences between mental health and mental well-being? They get interchanged quite a lot, don't they? Are there any differences between the two?
Yeah, they do get interchanged quite a lot. And, I was thinking about this answer because I think Mind Charity define mental health as a state of well-being, a state of positive mental well-being. So I try not to get bogged down in the language. And so when I was thinking of, that question, Gethin, I actually invite anybody who's prepared to go near the conversation of mental health or mental well-being, not to get too afraid of the language we use sometimes, because I think it's more important, just to get these conversations started. And, we're all human, we're all, on this journey together. So sometimes we do get bogged down in the language, but I don't think there is a huge difference when we are talking about mental health or, mental well-being or positive mental well-being. I think it is all in one the same. And that's certainly my take on it.
And so, Dan, what's an example of something great you've seen an employer do in the workplace to make the mental health of their staff better?
Really fortunate to do what I do. You hear some amazing, conversations and examples out there. But for me, ones that immediately spring to mind, I remember a few years ago, the Environment Agency, they pumped out a mission statement, which I know they stay true to, which is trying to make coming to work for the Environment Agency a life-enhancing experience. So it really humanizes the whole experience of coming to work for the Environment Agency. I heard recently about Gymshark, during early stages of COVID, of sending out a care package to every single employee, making sure they've got everything they need to still feel connected to their employees during lockdown, which I thought was hugely powerful. But for me, Elsevier, a data and analytics company, they've got over 8,000 employees around the world, and they keep the conversation alive all year round. So whether it's World Mental Health Awareness Day or any other week, they're committed to keeping the conversation alive from a top-down level all the way through the organisation, again, to humanise the discussion around mental health and wellbeing and making sure that they're regularly normalising the conversation in the workplace. So I think that's something to aspire to for every organisation out there.
There's been undeniable progress around understanding of things like anxiety and depression, but some mental illnesses like personality disorders are still considered pretty taboo or misunderstood. How can we work to break the stigma around these, do you think?
Yeah, this is a huge one. And of course, I live with bipolar disorder. So, there's my lived experiences as well as, being part of these discussions. And I can't underestimate the power of storytelling. We do have, an ever-growing number of senior leaders being prepared to be very open about their experiences. But whether that's bringing in somebody external with lived experiences, let's say with bipolar or, any other condition, I think is hugely powerful. But it's also about, creating safe and supportive spaces within the workplace where courageous conversations can naturally flourish. So when we can come together with the same sense of shared purpose, so let's say today is learning about bipolar disorder, for example, then I think, the courageous conversations naturally follow. So the power of storytelling and creating these safe, supportive spaces is always the way forward.
And finally, Dan, can you recommend a resource, a book, a podcast, whatever it might be, that you've personally found really useful in your understanding of mental health and wellbeing that you'd like everyone else to know about?
I'm a huge fan of Johann Hari. So, I'm sure many people have heard of him out there, but the reason I love his work is he looks at our whole lifestyle design. So, for me, mental health and wellbeing has so many different facets, but for me, it's our lifestyle plays such a huge part in our mental well-being. And Johann Hari has really dived deep into this, the power of reconnecting to positive values, meaningful work, each other, getting away from the screens, getting out of our four walls and reconnecting and having real human conversations again, all of this sort of stuff. But, I do love his work to to look at our whole lifestyle design, which can play a huge factor in our mental well-being. And of course, he touches on antidepressants and that whole discussion there. But it's our whole lifestyle design. That's why I love his work. So yeah, I encourage anybody and everybody to check out the work of Johan Hari and his book Lost Connections in particular.
That was 5 questions in 5 minutes with Dan Keeley. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gethin.